This is the AER City Pack Pro, packed out for a trip that I just had it in. We're gonna give it a little bit of a quick look. This bag surprised me a ton. I really enjoyed using this bag. I'm JT here with Carryology, and let's talk about this City Pack Pro. So as you heard in the intro, this is the AER City Pack Pro, which is a new addition to the AER line. Now, we're only going to take a quick look at it today, so don't expect this to be a gigantic video. I'm not going to go into super details about everything inside it, but I will tell you about my experience with it over the last week or so. I took it on a trip over the weekend, and it actually performed super well. It's my first long-term experience with, well, long-term is regular. It's my first kind of dive into an AER product, and honestly, when I see them, I always think they look very functional, but they don't really appeal to me. But as I used it, it really grew on me, and I think this is a very nice bag. So with that being said, we'll do the details. So as I said, it's the AER City Pack Pro in 1680D ballistic nylon here. It also comes in X Pack, I believe VX42 X Pack with an orange liner. You'll see the liner in this one is gray. There's about a $20 difference. This one comes in at $209. I believe that one is $229. You get some other things with the X-Pack version, which I'll talk about as we go, but I'll also tell you why I think this is the one I would get personally if I was buying this bag. If we just go over the bag in general, it's a 22-liter bag, and it lives up to that 22 liters. Now you'll see it's deep. It's deep, and it's a little bit, let's say, stumpy. Slightly stumpy. It's a little bit, it's short is what it is. It's short, which is fine for me because I'm a short guy and I thought it fit me very well. We'll start off by talking about the carry. These straps, they don't look like anything spectacular. They have this air mesh on the back, and there are these two air mesh panels here. There's also a luggage pass-through on the back panel. I found this bag to be very comfortable to carry. I carried it on both the front and the back because I had two bags with me on the trip that we were on, and my wife carried one sometimes and she didn't carry one the other times, and blah. Anyway, it ended up being on both sides and it was comfortable. I will say I don't usually like these sort of very foamy kind of straps. It's a very soft, cushiony foam. I usually like the kind of wider, a little bit firmer feeling straps, but these ones were actually very nice for me. It's very typical air mesh. It's gotten a couple of little dings, which happens with this kind of air mesh. You got to kind of just live with it. I don't know if you can see that one. I don't know if you can see it right around there. It's not a big deal. I tend to not care about them, but because I do these videos, I feel like it's something you should probably see. There's a D-ring here if you want to attach something. There's also a sternum strap. It goes so. I actually despise this type of sternum strap. I really don't like the magnet. There are several reasons for this. I find it's very hard to get on and off. Obviously, it seems like it would be easy, but getting the positioning right's not so easy while I was out and about, and I thought that was a little bit annoying. Now, I know I'm in the minority here, but for me, I would prefer just a regular buckle. The Fidlock ones, this is also Fidlock, but the V-Lock Fidlock ones are a little bit easier for me, but this one, yeah, I guess, I think I'm going to be using this pack going forward, and as I use the bag going forward, I'm probably going to swap this out for a regular buckle. Luckily, it's a very simple system here. It slides up and down and very easy to add your own or change. The rest of the hardware is Duraflex hardware. Very nice. They do include these web keepers everywhere, so you're not in a big mess with that. Aside from that, they give you ample space here on the straps, so it would fit a bigger guy, smaller guy, all that kind of stuff. One of the cool features of this bag, if you look at it in a picture, it looks like the bag is pulling off your back, and it does pull off your back a little bit. Now, there's a little, the way they cut the pattern here, it actually kind of pulls towards your back and forms to your back here. It's like a mini yoke kind of system, and it actually feels pretty good in use. It still pulls a little bit away from your back, which is inevitable with a bag that's, deep like this without load lifters, but otherwise, anyway, I found it very comfortable, so I would say it's not a big deal. Bag stands perfectly fine on its own. As you can see, one of the best standing bags I've tested in a long time. No matter what's in it, it seems to want to stand. The top handle is lovely. It's this seatbelt material. It's very well padded. It felt amazing. As I said, I had two bags, so I spent a lot of time carrying it around on this. Feels great. It's stitched in on the side here with a box. Sorry, not a box, with a bar tack. I feel like it's more than durable enough for a bag of this style. You know, it's not got that GoRuck bar box stitching here, but you know, it's good enough for sure. It feels good. I have some questions about the durability of this material long term. It's already starting to get a bit frayy in some places, but overall I think it'll be fine. Again, things I don't normally care about, but I know you folks probably do. With this bag and all air bags, you end up with these dangly, sort of clanky zipper pulls. Now, they are actually very nice in use. They're easy to grab. I do wish they kind of were differentiated a little bit better. Like, for example, on this front pocket here, when these two are all here, I tend to grab the wrong one from time to time. I think I would probably pull one of them off if I was using this bag long term. Now we get into the pocket situation. The first pocket I'll talk about is the laptop compartment. Now, the laptop compartment is back here on the back, and it's suspended. It's lined very nicely with this, can you see that? This this very lovely felty material. It says Air, designed in San Francisco, Cordura, because this ballistic nylon is Cordura. The laptop sleeve is nice. It would fit a big laptop. My small 13-inch MacBook Pro or MacBook Air is in there just fine. There's a little bit of space here and a little sleeve pocket, which you can probably see right about there. That sleeve pocket, I'm not really sure what I'd use it for, but you could separate documents or something. There is an AquaGuard zipper on this guy. It's number 8. They have an AquaGuard zipper here on the laptop thing. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit now since we're on it. All the zippers on this bag are all the zippers on this bag are Ykk zippers, very high quality, very nice. On the X-Pack version of this bag, they're all AquaGuard. Now, that would sound like a positive. To me, I think it's actually a slight negative because the AquaGuard zippers, so this is a number 10 AquaGuard here, it's a little, like, it's not super smooth. I like the aesthetic here on the front of the bag. It's like an Air signature to have this number 10 AquaGuard here on the front. And I dig that they kept it here. You can put something here that you need to protect from the rain. It's also good to have one here for your laptop. I like that they just included it where they're needed. Now, on the other pockets, they're just reverse coil Ykk zippers. There's a number 10 on the main, and then there's a number 8 here on the front. More than good enough for me. There's also this quick access pocket here that's right in front of the laptop compartment. This is padded. Very nice for a small camera or something like your phone. It's big enough for even a large phone. I have the Galaxy Fold something or other, and it fits in here no problem at all. The zipper is this Ykk lockable guy, so when it's like this, you can open it, but when the zipper pull is down, you can't really open it. A cool feature if you're traveling, and I think this bag could do some minimal travel. As I mentioned, there's this front pocket here. If you get into this front pocket, it's very flat. It doesn't have much space, and it's a bit tight, but it's good enough for like things like a mask. I have my mask in there, and some hand sanitizer. And that's all, there's just about all I put in there. It's the full length here, and it's a nice enough pocket. On this side, there is a water bottle pocket that will take a large-ish water bottle. I tried it with like a 750 milliliter water bottle and it fit just fine. I think it would probably be struggling with a bigger Nalgene kind of thing, but otherwise it's okay. It lays flat when not in use. This side, there is one pocket. This is also not an AquaGuard zipper, but very smooth, very smooth. They've changed the zipper pull on this guy, so it's not the dangly kind of dreadlocky one. It's just Hypalon, and it works just fine. Inside here, there's actually a gusset, so it'll gusset into the main if you need. And there is a key leash that you can use. Key leash hardware is very typical, and it's nice. You know, it's long enough. Now, this is not really on the side I'd prefer it on. I'd like to sling onto my right shoulder. This is kind of a left shoulder sling, but no big deal. I actually just put my keys in the front here. Now, since we've gone into that, there's one more quick access pocket, which is this front pocket here. Now, this is a very smooth zipper. This is one of the things I was talking about. So while I was on the bus or in transit, I could so easily just one-handed unzip this. If this was an AquaGuard zipper, I'd have to grab it and zip it. I used this bag in the rain, and actually these zippers did just fine. Now, obviously this is not the end-all, be-all, but it did just fine. This front pocket was great while we were traveling with this bag because it has its own dimension, and no matter how stuffed we stuffed the bag, it worked perfectly well. We put baby snacks in here, put our stuff in here. There are a couple of liner pockets inside here, so there's one mesh pocket here, one elasticy pocket here, big enough for like AirPods or something like that. There's ample space here, like I have my headphones and it'll fit inside this mesh pocket. And then there is a zipped pocket back here. And the zip pocket has some mesh on one side. So I think what happens is you can extend things into this side that are a little bit larger. And then on this side, you end up with just the regular nylon they use for the liner. That's actually cool because what happens is it gives some structure to this part so that this pocket can exist. Also, a nice Ykk zipper there. I believe it's number 5. Worked just fine. And yeah, that was a good pocket in use. Now, you saw on the inside here, you saw this. You see that? Let's see. This is actually the other side of this patch. This is one of those Magni patch things that Alpha 19er sells. And I just like it to keep my morale patch up front. Obviously, this bag doesn't have a morale patch, generally speaking. So finally, this quick look video has gotten really long. We're going to get into the main compartment. Now, another thing I was talking about earlier with the AquaGuard versus no AquaGuard. No AquaGuards on the main compartment of this ballistic nylon version of this bag. And I said I preferred it. Why? Well, because for a couple of reasons. One, you can do this. There's no way you'd be able to rip open the bag like that with the AquaGuard zippers. You'd need a lot more power and a lot more strength. Now, alternatively, when the bag is like this, you can just zip it up one-handed, absolutely no problem. Unzip it, absolutely no problem. And I think that makes it a much more useful and enjoyable experience while you're using the bag out and about. Now, obviously, if you live somewhere where it pours with rain all the time and you don't use an umbrella, okay, maybe that makes sense. But honestly, I use this in pretty hard rain. We only brought one umbrella with us because we're smart, and it worked perfectly fine. No water got in past these reverse coil zippers for a short amount of time. You're usually completely okay. If we get into the main, this dangly bit here is the inside of that quick access pocket. Most of the volume of the bag is here, and you can see I have it packed out for just like daily carry. It does okay for travel. I'll show you in a minute what that looks like. Now, there are 2 pockets on the inside here, akin to a lot of these clamshell opening bags. Top one here is mesh. It's that kind of stretchy mesh that like Bellroy uses, and it feels really nice. It doesn't give me that feeling of like, ugh, like the GoRuck mesh or the Evergoods mesh does, but this is, it's good enough, and I like that it does stretch. I have my laptop charger in there now. Plenty of space. This bottom pocket has a little bit of its own volume, and it does perfectly okay. I have some of my daughter's stuff in there from the trip that I forgot to take out. Inside the main, as you can see, it opens up like a clamshell, and I have all my stuff in here, as I mentioned. So in here, I just have an artisan pouch with a camera in it that I was using for the trip. Have that over here, some baby wipes, Tombin packing cube. And this is one of my favorites. This is the Mission Workshop tool roll. I keep like all my, whatever I may need, like baby stuff in here, and it works great. What I love about this is it happens to fit in the bottom of, like this, of just about every bag I've ever tried. Something about the dimensions is like the perfect fit for the bottom, so it ends up being a good brace or whatever. So like, for example, my camera sits on top of that and is perfectly, elevated. Other than that, there is this liner pocket thing back here that's stretchy. You can put like dirty clothes in there. You can see on this side there is the inside of that side pocket. And that's really it. Not a whole lot else to say. So I'm going to repack it up. Oh, one thing I was going to say is that if you put a packing cube in here, like this GoRuck 10-liter packing cube, you still have enough room to take it like travel mode, like so. And because of these YKK number 10s, you can like literally rip on them, and there you go. It's ready to go in travel mode. I didn't mention this D-ring earlier, but there is a D-ring there. So that's really it. that's it for my quick look of this AER City Pack Pro. Honestly, no matter what I said about AER packs in the past, I am definitely going to be checking them out going forward because it was just so nice to use. Every time I use this bag, all the interactions, everything felt very swell, and I felt just like really stoked by it. It's a really cool bag, and it's one that I'm definitely going to recommend to friends, bag nerd or not, going forward, because it's just such a good bag at everything. Like everything. Like for a business dude, look at that. Perfectly good. Now, as I mentioned, for me, I'll just leave you with this. I would definitely go with the ballistic nylon version. AER's general aesthetic is the ballistic nylon, and those non-aqua guard zippers, unless you really need them, the interaction with these zippers is a little bit nicer. And you still got aqua guards where it counts. I dig that. But that's it for me. JT, signing off. Hey? Well, it works. Carry on, kids. Bye-bye. Bottle is 5'7". Chubby.